And also here in Secunderabad, you know, Sahadev, Sahadev, disciple of Bhakti Raghava Swami. There's some problem was there, you know. So anyway, he had that center. Now things are so much developed. This temple is so you know. I had no idea until they took me from the train that this temple, this is really Mahaprabhu Prabhupada prophecy. Every town and village to flood the world. Now Mahaprabhu, next stage of the mission. I'm in the first stage, coming from the streets of New York. And you're the next stage. Devotees who were from that generation, who come back, who didn't finish their business. And continuing your opportunity to finish the business. To get free from our desire for prestige, my enjoyment. Oh, I'm a brahmachari, or I'm somebody, you know. I have my tilak. I can say some Bhagavatam, blah, blah, blah. For my fame, my prestige. Very deep. Duplicity, damba. Very deep, this cheating propensity. I have nice tilak. I'm Prabhupada disciple. Oh, very nice. I'm very respectable. I'm senior. You junior. I am your Prabhu. I say Prabhu, but I'm thinking, oh Prabhu, can you do this? Can you do my Lord? Can you do this? Prabhu, can you? Prabhu, can you serve me? What is Vrindavan? Das, 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 Anu, das. To see all the other service and to see I am Anu, das, Anu, das, Anu, das. To see the service everyone is doing. How can I serve you? What am I doing? So little. And everybody is doing so many things. I cannot do it. It's a whole team effort. Vrindavan, everybody is doing different service for the pleasure of Radha and Krishna. Everybody's das, das, anu, das, seeing the service. How can I serve you? And to come to this consciousness, we have to be very serious, because that's deep. For thousands, trillions of births, we have this ahankar. And very painful. The battle with the mind. If we are thinking, oh, the mind is me. And we think, oh, my mind is my friend. And not my worst enemy. To always see how the mind is according to Vidura and not according to Dhritarashtra. From my position, our mind is like Dhritarashtra or like Ravan or Hiranyakashipu, not like Narad Muni and Gopakumar, with humility and seeing the glories of others. That's not our mind. And with compassion and feeling, and to encourage others, to see we're all struggling with the material energy, and to encourage others, and to be a friend to everyone. As family, Krishna Kaparivar, that everyone is Krishna Kaparivar. Everyone. Whether they're head of China government, Xi or whatever these people, they're all my brother. This is very advanced consciousness. And how we can act in such a way, like Modi, he's not bhakti, but he's coming close. And he's glorifying the Gita, Prabhupada's Gita. And so now this is becoming very respectable. The strength coming from Sanatana Dharma, well, Dharma. And from there we can bridge to bhakti. This very exciting time. But we must understand it. And that this whole British mentality, that I'm very respectable with my bioengineered poison, plastic food, that we must have our own farms and cows and bell and milking our own milk with our own cows. This is the only solution for the human race and for us to appreciate Vrindavan, to learn how to milk the cows and use the haladar. That's Balaram, Hal. Not just read, even if we read about it, how many devotees are reading Krishna book? How Krishna lives and the relations that Krishna has in Vrindavan. No, we're attached to this very nice in the city. And not just for preaching. We like our little ashram, so nice, the facility here. Like a 5-star hotel, 10 star. But it's like heavenly planet. We can become very accustomed to this facility. To go out on Sankirtan. I'm personally, my service is Padayatra, so I can taste the village mood. Because we don't have it in ISKCON yet. I don't know how many, nobody wants it. The parents, they don't send their children. They don't want Gurukul. They want to close the Gurukul. Especially in the West, they have no idea of the culture, and unless you live it, you can't understand it, and that includes you. You just talk about cow protection. Meanwhile, there's no pasture, there's no place. We don't know what it is to milk the cows. We have no love for cows. We become afraid when they come with their horns. But those who were from the village, still in India, on Padayatra, the devotees like this, with the bell. I'm not like that yet. And they know. But this is family. This is my family, and I have to learn this. And on Padayatra, I learn the simplicity of the village people, and not that I am IIT. What is your qualification? Software engineer, some allopathic doctor, where you learn how to kill the baby and have sex. The demons from Britain. It's all the British brainwash with Macaulay. And we're just going on with our very nice British-made shirts made in Britain. Instead of like with the Kadi, with Gandhi, and they were killing the people who were wearing Kadi. Now nobody puts it. Everybody's wearing, isn't it? Made in London, made in New York. That is what the brainwash, even in ISKCON. Especially in ISKCON. So we are the future of the next stage of ISKCON. In the second half of Prabhupada's mission, so the whole world can live in a healthy, loving environment with Varnashram and the cows, those who are not ready to go in a Sankirtan van or go on Padayatra. Then if you get married, then you get you make your food, you grow your food with the bale and gobar, and not this bioengineered chemicals, plastic food, plastic brain, all kinds of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, even our devotees getting so much cancer. Because we're not getting the natural from Mother Earth, Mother Cow, and Mother Earth. We still go on raping, killing, a kill count. That's what you learn in the university, how to make big money and get these nice so-called flats instead of simple village life where there's no electricity or very less. And you can live just naturally. This is how Prabhupada puts in the books from castor oil plants that we should have some light from the lamps from our own castor oil trees. This is the instructions. How many are thinking about this? How many are trying to inspire the people to do this? We have to have farm communities for every temple. There should be a farm. Every city temple should be growing their food in our own farm communities and fresh milk from our own protected cows. This is my mission. I was born for Padayatra because I saw all this in America. And I saw this happening as a child growing up like him. Everybody sees it, but everybody's like this and just following it blindly. And then when I heard Prabhupada showing the solution, I immediately joined the temple the first day I walked in the door. I was so amazed to see such character and knowledge. Character, real character, with strength and courage, going out and distributing this knowledge to the people in vans all over Europe. And back to India. Bharat, not India, Bharat, Hindustan. It's all from Britain and Muslim. Aurangzeb. Very nice. To revive the Shivaji quality, Tukaram culture. I'm just coming from Maharashtra, where Shivaji appeared in Shivneri. And just from one boy, he became the Kshatriya under Tukaram and Ramdas Swami to protect and revive the culture, the Brahminical Aryan culture. With no compromise, no compromise. You try to play with a Mataji and you get your arms cut off, even when he was 15. Some fool who's like now that's normal. With Shivaji, cut off your arms if you play with some Mataji. Isn't it? Yes. This is Kshatriya. This is government. And this is education for the human being, not for the animal, just living for sense gratification. Even if it's the name of Krishna consciousness, just to go to some heavenly planet or come back in some aristocratic family like all of you have done. To still go on in that enjoying mood. I'm very comfortable. I have nice prasadam, such nice prasadam here. Organic even. Very nice and comfortable. But I'm not here for material comfort. I'm here to serve the mission of Mahaprabhu. This history will note how this movement saved the world in its darkest hour, and that time is now. We're on the brink of nuclear war. The whole economic situation, America's the whole dollar, de-dollarization. Nobody wants with America anymore. And Bharat is the only hope. And you are meant to be the Brahmins, or maybe some of the children's Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, like Nanda and Yashoda. With the cows. This is human being. That is human being. That is the purpose, to save the human race. Mahaprabhu coming in this Kali Yuga. That is human being. Otherwise we are not even, we're just criminals. In the name of being devotee. Shobadal, Palgu Bhakti, Karmakanda Bhaktas. For my enjoyment. And I can do some slokas. I'm very respectable. I have some gyan, some knowledge. But what is our spirit of yajna, sacrifice, as Sankirtan soldiers in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan army? Like Prabhupada inspired, how he went to New York alone after 2 heart attacks on the ship. My body now running 74. He came at 70. After 2 heart attacks on the ship. He had nowhere to go, nobody. We're drug addicts and people on the top of buildings shooting, killing. In America, on the streets, the rat race, concrete jungle. More dangerous in New York than in the jungles of Africa. I know. People can come up to you, I'm your friend, and they just want to find out where you live. And find out where, and then get to your, and then take all your, kill you, rob you, drug money. People want to go to U.S. Isn't it so nice? The big brainwash. Maya Sukaya. So we have to get away from this punya. I'm very big king. I'm Dhritarashtra, and I have I have the palace. I'm in a nice temple, big palace. I'm very happy, comfortable, respected. How I can be respected when I have such a demoniac mind, so full of false prestige and desire for respect, and getting angry if somebody says something to me which my mind does not like. Very nasty. Our mind, we have to understand through Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra how demoniac our mind is, and be very much alert to not let it be our Guru. No, this is not true. Mera kaparivar, mera dost. All jivas. The mosquito is my family. Mind gets so agitated when we see a rat or a cockroach, ooh, or a spider. Ah. But that's just a jiva in that body because of contamination. Just like you, certain type of nose, ear. This is material, machine, bones. I'm not the machine. If you cut off my head, I don't die. If you poke out my eyes, like Bilva Mangal, he poked out his eyes because he was still affected by Mataji's. Even after Chintamani gave him the instruction, and he became attracted to Krishna. But he poked out his eyes. But he was able to see Krishna face to face because of his bhav, his dependence on the Lord and wanting to see Krishna. We have to get that. We have to hear and become attached to Krishna. Thinking about Krishna and his devotees and everybody. We have to know Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. There's no other way. Otherwise we come back again and continue to play the I'm the enjoyer mood. Means Krishna is my servant, giving me nice facility. That's the mood of the demigods. You worship the Lord and I am enjoying. And that's how the demigods always pray to Vishnu, to Krishna. Is it? How much are we like that? Or how much are we serious to sacrifice our body, mind, and words on the battlefield to see with compassion the ignorance of the fallen souls who are everywhere? As a friend, and then friend, when you try to encourage and help others, that's heart to heart. Because you feel pain in the suffering of others. And you know the solution because you're culturing it yourself and you know it isn't so easy to get free from this material contamination and this energy. It's very difficult. You have to be very serious every day, every minute, to see how my mind is thinking and feeling. That's the mind. But to be guided by Guru Prabhupada, to be guided by Prabhupada, he's giving the heart of all the Vedas, the Bhagavatam, the Gita, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, everything. Ishopanishad, I was just reading with Bhagavan yesterday. We read the introduction together. To read together these books and to read alone these books. And not just according to what you're told to do, but with your own motivation to go deeply and read these books as quickly as we can. To go through them again and again. This is our database. Krishna book. Seeing everything in relationship to the Shastra. How the world is working. And how the soul is in the body of every material body. My family. And not sleeping in Bhagavatam class. Prabhupada said that's the cure for the sleeping. If you have sleeping problem, just go to the Bhagavatam class. Yeah, very funny, but how many of us are doing it? Prabhupada says, stand up or go and take rest. My mind says, no, I won't do it again. It won't happen. I'm okay. I know. Because it would always happen to me. But then I stood up and I would never sit down for a year or 2 years. I never sat. Even with japa, I would always. So here I am, calling the Lord. And then I go to sleep when he comes. Very nice. You send your best friend to your house, and he comes, and then you just fall asleep. And then he goes home. So I realized I was doing like that, and I never sat down again for a couple of years. And then now I can sit and chant some japa. Attentive japa. Japa. Attention. And loudly, especially in the beginning, our mind is full of garbage. This and that. Because we have no attraction to Krishna. So we have to bring it, no, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Not like this, but like Draupadi. Hey Govinda, hey Govinda, cry out, help me. Like the baby, the child crying for the mother. When the child goes, Ma, Ma, oh, it's okay. When the child goes, Ma, Ma, ah, okay. Then Krishna comes. And it's not a joke. If you're not afraid of Maya, Prabhupada said that's the problem. Very nice devotees, but you're not afraid of Maya. This is your main problem. You're not going out like the child. And we're not hearing these books attentively every day so we can remember these principles and practice. Practice makes perfect, but if you don't hear about it seriously, with that mood, serious, instead of being a party animal devotee, how I can enjoy in the name of Krishna consciousness. Just because we're not going to the bar doesn't mean we're not party animals. It's still the same problem. I will enjoy. Just different modes of nature. One in Tamagun, one in Rajagun, one in Sattvagun. We have to get to Shuddha Sattva. Real attachment and desire to see Krishna. What's my intensity of my desire to be with Krishna and his devotees? And to please my Prabhupada. And those who are like that with him, like Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, who are completely sold out. Lokanath Swami, so many. My Kadamba Kanana Maharaj. Is he my god brother? Yes, he is. I told him before he left his body in Vrindavan. I said, Maharaj, I can't think of you as Jayadvaita Maharaj's disciple. I can only relate to you as a senior god brother. And he didn't say anything. He accepted my mood. Because that's his mood. That's the point. Of course, when you see him with Jayadvaita Maharaj, boy, he's the perfect, he's the most humble disciple. So, now it's 8:50, and I think maybe we should do something. Little introduction. Today's verse. Okay. So. I didn't even chant Radhamadava yet, did I? Okay. It's just quickly. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Govani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo! Bolo! Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, Prabhu, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol. Bolo, 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 bolo. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Haribol. Nitai Gaur Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Told you this place was special. Sing Saptike, Bodhanyava. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we're hearing from Canto 1, Chapter 13, text 21. Huh? Okay. Now, because of the time, we're going to have to do a condensed shloka reading. So I'll just do the Sanskrit. Pitri Bratri Sariputra Hataste Vigatam Vayam Atmaja Paryagrashta Parageham Upasase. I'm just going to skip to the translation. Your brother, father, wishers, and sons are dead and have passed away. You yourself have expended the major portion of your life. Your body is now overtaken by invalidity, and you are living in the home of another. So, now Vidura is acting, cutting like the knife, cutting all of Dhritarashtra's attachments. This is his love, his compassion for his brother. Now he's able to hear. We can read this purport. Now he's ready to hear. Just like when Indra made some offense to a sage and he took birth as a pig. And he had a pig family. Huh? And he was very happy in his pig family with his piglets, those little baby pigs. And his wife eating stool. And living in the stool. in the garbage and very happy with his responsibilities in family life. And then Brahma came and said, okay, now you've done your punishment for your aparad, for your offense. So now come back. You can come back to heaven and enjoy nicely in your duties as king of heaven. He said, what are you talking? I have my pigs, my family, my duties, my children. Who will take care of them? Huh? How can I leave my wife, my piglets? And then Brahma said, okay, he killed them. He took them all away. He killed them. And then, and then he went back to the king of heaven. So the same thing is happening with Dhritarashtra right now. Krishna took everything because he knew Krishna was God. But he was too weak and attached. And so he went trying to kill Krishna and the Pandavas. Maha Aparad. Like Indra did at Govardhan, with the whole Govardhan pastime. Indra also. This is the danger of the material world. And this Bhagavatam, we must hear it daily, not just in class or reading groups, but our personal reading of these books must be blowing in our blood, that we see everything and think, and our mind gets purified by this bhakti jnana. And then we become attached to Krishna by always seeing and hearing and remembering Krishna and his activities, his qualities, how he is operating in the spiritual and the material energy and material world. We must know everything up and down, inside and out. Every day we must be serious students. And then we can become teaching as we're learning, sharing this to others and remembering what we're learning and giving that to others every day. Since I was a bhakta 50 years ago, 48 years ago, I was giving class after 1 year in the temple because we had many languages in Amsterdam. And so they would have a room for English speaking, a room for Spanish speaking, a room for French speaking, for class. And so they would have me because I was enthusiastic, and they would have me giving English class because there weren't so many. And he said, this is very rare that you could be giving class after just 1 year. But I would only speak what I'm hearing. And I was enthusiastic. And so when you're enthusiastic to give this to others and you want to help others, then you give the enthusiasm to others. That enthusiasm, that is the praying that you hear, chant, and with enthusiasm, serious student, to be part of the solution in the lives of others and not part of the problem. That you're a real friend, you care. You care for others. You care for everyone, even somebody who wants to maybe steal your mobile or take your money, but how you deal with them in a way that you're seeing he's just got a mental problem, with your motive to correct him and help him as a friend with forgiveness and tolerance and patience, like the Lord is with every one of us. So many billions of lifetimes, Krishna's in the heart with us, waiting, Vittala, waiting for us to come to him, to want to come to him, to want to go back with him, become a real devotee. Like Prabhupada, and those who are tight like that with them, to become with them at their feet, to assist them in eternal service. That's the idea. But how many of us have embraced that idea as our only purpose for living, which is the only purpose for living? How many of us have embraced that idea? Every day, every word, every day we go to sleep, every day we get up, that this is what we have to cultivate with everything we do, especially based on hearing. To get the goal with the practice of Abhideya, with Sambandha Gyan and Abhideya Gyan, for Prayojana, to become fixed, Nishtha, in disease, in old age, in death. We transcend, to purify and transform the mind. So here, the purport. The king is reminded of his precarious condition. That's what I'm trying to do, to remind you of your precarious condition. Not just for Dhritarashtra. It's for you that this is in this Bhagavatam. It's a wake-up call for every one of us. Jeev Jago, get up off the lap of the witch called Maya. Take shelter of the holy name and Krishna Katha, especially to get Prabhupada's mood of compassion and urgency to help others. If we don't have that urgency, how can we give it? We must culture it every day to see how we must act with enthusiasm, and then we'll feel it. We must jump in the kirtan and dance. I'm not doing it now. I'm not walking on the Padayatra party. I go on the luggage trolley or an advanced party motorbike. But I stick with the devotees. Keeps me on the cutting edge, and I get their enthusiasm. And I can give it, as I get it from them, I can give it to them. And it comes like this. We can all go back home, back to Godhead together. Because we're already there now. If we're intense now, Krishna reciprocates now. Accordingly, etamam prapadyante tam taiva dhamyam mamara anuvartate manusha partha sarvaja. As they surrender to me, I reward them, I reciprocate accordingly. Should I close my eyes too? Is it time to close our eyes? Are we here in Bhagavatam? That's what we're here for? To close our eyes? Or are we here with rapt attention like Pariksit Maharaj? He's got limited time to achieve the goal, and we're not like Pariksit Maharaj. We're so much contaminated. How much we're going to get like Pariksit Maharaj to be hearing Bhagavatam 7 days, 7 nights with no hunger, no thirst, rapt with a ruchi. With ruchi for hearing Bhagavat Katha. We have to practice this to become like Pariksit before death, so we can hear to our last breath, like Bhaktitirtha Swami, like Kadambakhanana Swami, like those who have gone before us, who have overcome. Gunagrai Maharaj, I was there with him when he left his body in Vrindavan at 3:50 a.m. in the morning, September 18th, 2018. I'll never forget it. how to cross over the head of death. Step on and oh. Anyway, I'll quickly read this. The king is reminded of his precarious condition, influenced by cruel time. And by past experience, he should have been more intelligent to see what was going to happen to his own life. His father, Vichitravirya, died long ago when he and his younger brothers were all little children. And it was due to the care and kindness of Bhishmadev that they were properly brought up. Then again, his brother Pandu died also. Then in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, his 100 sons and grandsons all died, along with other well-wishers like Bhishmadev, Dronacharya, Karna, and many other kings and friends. So he lost all men, all money, and now he was living at the mercy of his nephew, whom he had put into troubles of various types, Yudhishthira and Bhim. How he tried to kill Bhim. He wanted to embrace him and crush him, isn't it? And then Bhim saw the statue of him and then put that iron thing and he got all bloody. This is Dhritarashtra. And Vidura is speaking to him. Wake up. Wake up with compassion. With compassion for his younger brother. This is Vaishnava. We have to become like this. This is the purpose of ISKCON. To save ourselves, and with ourselves to be instruments to save the human race from pig life. Like these Bollywood Shah Rukh Khan people. To save the people from the narak of the British, IIT, Harvard, Cambridge, pig professors. And you laugh, it scares me. Now all this transgender, sex, pigs are better than these professors and these institutions. Pigs are better. They don't kill their piglets. And cut off the genitals of the men and the breasts of the women. Isn't it? That's what you see. And this is what you're learning from these people and thinking I'm very respectable. Just like Dhritarashtra. This is a wake-up call for us to get real how this applies in our lives. This is about me. I'm not like Tukaram, I'm not like Prabhupada or Jayapataka Goswami. I'm not living like him. My mind is not like that. I have to become like that. Get free from all of this nonsense. This is why I'm here every day. And to give that to others. And as you're helping others, you're reminding yourself at the same time as you're preaching. You're preaching to yourself. And you get the main benefit because you're preaching to yourself by your own commitment to your own life. It begins here. If you don't give a damn for your own life, how can you care for anybody? We got to rectify our own mess that we got ourselves into. Then we can really help others. When we're serious about rectifying our own life, then we can become serious helping others and being a real friend. Because we were trying to be, we're becoming a real friend to ourselves. And then we can become a real disciple and a real student to really take the treatment as our life and soul. This is the treatment. And to give that treatment to others as an instrument for Krishna in the heart and Prabhupada in the heart. Become like Vidura and Narad Muni, and all these inconceivably exalted personalities, and Prabhupada's giving that to us. They're all personified in Him, and we have to become like Him, same quality, to achieve victory over birth and death. We have to practice every day. Every day. Where am I? Where are you? Where were you just? Where were you, mind? Where were you? The mind, all over the universe. Be here now. That's eternal time. We have to be in our service. If we're hearing Bhagavatam, we have to be here now. That's eternal time. Whatever we're doing it for Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. We're doing it for Krishna's alone satisfaction. Every detail, whether we're cleaning the pots or the temple room, or we're going out on book distribution, whatever it is. We want to please Prabhupada. We want to please whoever your Guru Maharaj. Prabhupada is Shiksha Guru for all of us if you want him to be. If you accept him in that mood. Then you can connect deeply with those who are in that mood with him and with them at their feet. Together, the Sankirtan army, Krishna Prabhupada Kaparivar, Senapati Guru. Then you're in that mood. What is your mood? As a private, Sankirtan, Akhildhara, Brahmachari, Padayatri, foot soldier with my book bag. Foot soldiers. I'm not some lieutenant or some president or some manager of a party or even pujari. I'm just in there in the dirt, on the road. The journey home. To make it the final journey home. And until I get there, I'm not there. I have to keep going. Until I'm there with Krishna, like Gopal Kumar went through so many layers and struggles to get home. Like that bhav, that attachment. First we have to get to nishta, fixed. And practice that little ruchi that comes, and then get ruchi of attachment. And then a shakti where we're absorbed, we're attracted. And then bhav and prem. We have to see how we're moving. Get to begin in nishta, to get to nishta through an artha nivritti. That's the ocean of the material energy that we're carrying in our subtle body, in our mind. We have to purify the mind with this and the mood to get it out, to root it out. It's definitely painful. You have to accept that as a part of the treatment. Like I just had a hernia operation a few months ago. And it was very painful after the anesthesia wore off. I've always had mainly to deal with the mental pain, which is much worse. To have to tolerate the mind's madness and lust and pride and so many things. But physically, I didn't have so much pain in my life. Physical. I had to go through a few hours of that pain. And I just had to remember, transcend it and get through that time. Remembering the Shastras and take shelter of Krishna to get through whatever happens. We all have to face it. Every one of us are going to be tested. Krishna knows, Maya knows what are our weaknesses and our attachments, and we're all going to have to face it. Different stages of our life, and how we're preparing ourselves for those examinations. And the final exam, the time we leave our body. How much are we preparing every day to come free from material attachment of the body? Identification with these bones. That I got the right tilak and I got the right sika. Look in the mirror. Oh, yeah. And despite all these reverses, he thought he would prolong his life more and more. And we're all doing that. Vidura wanted to point out to Dhritarashtra that everyone has to protect himself by his action. You have to protect yourself by your action. And the grace of the Lord. Sachinandana Swami, when I was in Vrindavan, before Kadamba left his body, just shortly before, about a week or two, I was in Vrindavan. And I went to Sachinandana Swami after class. And I was not sleeping like he is, behind the camera. You're sitting behind the camera and you're sleeping. The camera's watching me. And you're sleeping. And you're sitting behind the camera. You're not watching me like the camera is. You're supposed to be watching me like the camera is, so people are watching me. Why are you here? Is it a joke? You think this is just some game? That's why you're sleeping, because that's how you're thinking. That's why you're all sleeping, because that's how you're thinking. It's just a ritual that you come to class and you do your japa and you do some mechanical activity. What's the quality of your thinking of your Guru Maharaj, of Prabhupada and Krishna and Gaurnitai, how you're pleasing them? It's just a ritual. Your motive is your own enjoyment. Like Dhritarashtra. You're not cheating Krishna. You're only cheating yourself. With other cheaters, you can play the game together. Very nice. Birds of a feather flock together, isn't it? Instead of being a real friend and trying to become serious and encourage others as a real friend, as a friend, and to read together and be serious every day, a sense of urgency, loyum, greed, fear of Maya. Our own mind is our worst enemy. To be afraid of the mind turn to Krishna and Prabhupada to save me. That's how we have to hear and read and study these books every day. And chant and distribute these books with that mood. And then you'll inspire that mood. And others can develop it. And that's how we can have our undefeatable Sankirtan army, like Shivaji Maharaj. Undefeatable, 3,000 against 1 lakh and 50 lakh in Bijapur with the Adil Shah, isn't it? I know, because I want to know. Because I get inspiration. And I want to be inspired. And I look for inspiration wherever I can get it. I want to be inspired in my life. That's real life. That I have something willing to live and die for. And that's eternal life. You got to die to live. That's eternal life. That I'm finished with this mess. I'm not smiling like you. Because I'm sick and tired of being like that. So many lifetimes. And so much suffering I've had to endure in this life alone because of my past pride and foolishness. And so many lifetimes that I had to take birth in America. Horrible. Unreal nightmare. And that's what you consider very respectable. I could see the result. I could see, and everybody sees it. You see it, but you accept it. I cannot accept it. I will not. I don't care if I die, but I will not follow that system. And I pray, and I try to find higher principles, and I take shelter of the highest I can find that the Lord gives me. And I found it finally with Prabhupada. And I embrace it every day. It's my only hope. Prabhupada's my only hope. Hearing from him. It's my only hope. And with him I will achieve victory. And I'll never leave him again. And I'll learn how to forgive others, no matter what they do or say to me. I have to learn forgiveness like Haridas Thakur when he's being whipped in 21 Marketplace. I've become like that, like Prahlad, when he's being thrown off a cliff by his father and snakes and fire. Isn't it? We have to become like Prahlad. That's the bottom of bhakti, the bottom line of surrender. This is the goal. And we have to see how to get it. How I have to practice it every day of my life. To go out on Sankirtan. And to get fired up. To go out on the Sankirtan mission. And if I have some other service, that I have books with me. And I'm always looking to distribute anybody who comes to the temple. Or if I go out the door, I try to distribute some books. Somebody who doesn't come to the temple. At least 1 or 2 books. Even small books. Anything. Or Bhagavad Gita, something, and you inspire them to read it. And come to the temple and give invitation cards and become friend. And then you'll have friend. Together. That's Vrindavan. That's the Sankirtan army. We have to become like that on Padayatra or in a van or anywhere. On a bus, on a train. With anybody who we see. That we have books, whatever language they speak. In my bag now, I got some Telugu books yesterday. I have Marathi and English and what other? Marathi, English, and Hindi. Now I got Telugu also. That we're ready to be armed, to be able to connect the arrow with the heart of the... I see only the eye of the bird, that you see the soul and the body of others. And to get the book, heart from them to you, to get them connected to Prabhupada. because you're connecting. And you can connect others. You want to, you try, you keep trying. And Sachinandana Swami said to me, I asked him how I can finish my business this life from where I'm at the journey. Anybody have any idea what he might have said? Just 8 words. 8 words. Do your best. Do your best. Let Krishna do the rest. And I got that in my note, in my book, big letters, capital. Do your best. Let Krishna do the rest. One has to execute his duty faithfully, depending for the result on the supreme authority. There. One has to execute his duty faithfully, depending on the result on the supreme authority. We must culture our relationship with them, with Prabhupada, and with the devotees, and with them. Every day with our relationship to make it more deep, more attachment, more realization. We must culture the relationships of the soul. I'm the soul with my relationship with them and you and everyone. That little butcha. Now we're in the changing body exhibit. Now Jara. Isn't it? I also went through that. I don't want to do like this anymore. Or at least if I come back, let it become Shuddha Bhakta to serve Prabhupada. But not like this. Like Prabhupada came, doing puja to Radha Govinda with his deities. Radha Madhava, what is his name? I forget. In Harrison Road. He went with his father in the perambulator. And then he later got his own deities. So we have to also become that quality. And wherever we go, it's as a pure devotee. Whether we're in Vrindavan or we come back in hell like Prabhupada. Came to New York to save me. And to come back to India, and his devotees came to India. You can see it in the Hare Krishna movie and in Prabhupada's biography. In the history of ISKCON. So one should therefore, no friend, no children, no father, no mother, no state, and no one else can protect a person who is not protected by the Supreme Lord. One should therefore seek the protection of the Supreme Lord. For the human form of life is meant for seeking that protection. If you don't go out on the battlefield, how will you ever ask for protection? If you don't go out on the battlefield, how can you ever act in protection because you're not a soldier? And when I was a devotee, and a new devotee, when Prabhupada was present, Prabhupada always glorified the Maharajas as the secret weapons, because they would be the best book distributors. And they were competing with the brahmacharis in my temple in Amsterdam. It was a heavy competition. Traveling around in vans all over Holland and Belgium. And for me, a foreign country, I don't even speak the language. The first time they put me out the door, after I was a devotee, 1 month, I went in the van, I didn't even know what to say. I didn't even know what to say in English, let alone what to say in Dutch. And so they wrote down some sentences in Dutch language and put the translation, and I read the paper. And that's how I started book distribution. And I distributed books because I tried. I tried to give this mercy to people. And they felt that that's what people respond. Because you care, or you're trying to care for your own life. And then you know the trap of Maya and how difficult it is, and you want to give the mercy that you're getting from Prabhupada and giving it to him. Then you become the real instrument every day, and you become like that, because that's what you're living to achieve. That's your purpose. And Krishna, you become like what you meditate on, what your purpose is. And you become like that. So I'm becoming like that because I was like that 50 years ago. You don't see so many brahmacharis wearing saffron now from 48 years ago. It's no joke. Especially when you're coming off the streets of New York, in the West. So much calm and pride and low, and material desire. Not like you, more sattvagun. The trap of sattvagun is I'm comfortable, I am okay, I can say brahmachari. Happy, I'm okay. That's the big difficulty in this room. Isn't it? So we have to go beyond. We have to see the goal and where I'm at in relationship to the goal, and be serious to make progress for the goal. Always keeping the goal in mind. And how to get there. Anybody can achieve success, but how many are fixed on that purpose of the goal? And give that inspiration to others. That's ISKCON. That's the heart of ISKCON. Nothing less. Kadamba Kanana Maharaj is a primary example. Is it? In his kirtan, in his every word, thought, and deed, up to his last breath. If you hear about the details of how he left his body, he had 100 tumors, and he had something going in to get the urine out. Every half an hour, he would have to go to the bathroom. He couldn't even sleep. And how he sat up as he left his body to take darshan of his Giriraj. And he chanted and he left his body. Detached. Completely detached. I never saw anybody like that. Prabhupada left in his way. And Gaur Govinda Maharaj left in his way. But nobody left like that. Nice life, normal. Preaching to the last breath. Oblivious to all the pain like Bhishma. On the bed of arrows, like Prabhupada. We have to also become like that. And that's not the way. Stand up, Prabhu. Please. Become afraid of the mind. And when you see you have that weakness, then you don't sit down in class. Because it's always going to happen as long as you don't break that habit. Your mind will still have that habit. Yeah, I can do it. You got to change our habit. You have to do something within your power. You have energy, you run around, you're not going to fall asleep while you're walking or cleaning the floor, but when you come to Bhagavatam class, boom. So much absorbed in matter, in material energy, with no attraction to Krishna. We got to be afraid of this and do whatever it takes to get purified with attentive hearing and chanting and distributing the message. Krishna reciprocates according to our mood and our purpose. And He'll relate with us and give us association. We'll look for it, and we'll want it, and we'll become it, and we'll try to give that to others around us. So one should therefore seek the protection of the Supreme Lord, for the human form of life is meant for seeking that protection. This is protection. We must want it. He was warned of his precarious conditions more and more by the following words. Vidura, Prabhupada, on every page, but how much we're in that mood to want it, to understand Prabhupada's mood. We must develop it to understand it and experience his mood. We must develop it ourselves. Then we will experience that mood ourselves. If we practice it every day, a sense of urgency, then this temple will be undefeatable and will expand like the Delhi temple. So many expansion temples, but with a mood, we must get this mood in our temples. Prabhupada's mood. We must develop it and practice it. And it'll go deeper and deeper if we want real bhakti. This is what we really are, not this crazy crippled mind. It's not reality. It's just the modes of nature. The gunas. Because we desire, our mind is infected by the enjoying pride and enjoying mood. I will enjoy, and I am. Instead of what is Krishna? What is Prabhupada? What is Krishna and his devotees? What is Prabhupada? I have to be like Prabhupada. Then I can know what is Krishna. Nothing less. I must become like Kadamba Kanana Swami. It's not just hearing about them, and I go on with my own games. That's for somebody else. I can hear, but that's not what I want. That's his life. That's his life. That has nothing to do with me. I got my own room. My own life. Separate from Krishna. Separate from Guru. I'm using everything for my enjoyment. Very expert, isn't it, the mind? Even Dhritarashtra, you see. But But Krishna was so merciful to him that he had set it all up. And that Vidura came with him so he could cut it and give everything up. Like Kunti did and left everything. How Kunti and Draupadi, how they left everything. Because they were real devotees. They were in the forest, anything for Krishna. And to go out on Sankirtan, distribute these books, and to develop this mood of Draupadi and Kunti. Give me more difficulty, more struggle, so I can really depend on you and turn to you. Who is praying like that? Or maybe you might say it in a class, but who is really praying like that? Huh? Who is giving a class with that mood? Give me more difficulty. I know I was already mostly struggling so much, I didn't pray for difficulty. Prabhupada said, you don't have to pray for difficulty in this world, it's going to come. It's going to come. No, I was not ready to pray for more difficulty. I was already struggling so much with whatever I was struggling, everything. It was as much as I could, barely hanging in there without falling down. But still, here we are. Krishna's, Prabhupada's protection. Krishna's protection. If you want to give it, if you want to give it, if you want to take it, there's no other way, no other way, no other way. Trinadapi sanichena tarorapi sahichnana amananenda manadena kirtaniya sadari. Time flies, they say in America, time flies when you're having fun. Fly. This is how I enjoy. And I forget all about the mental and the physical, the heat, the hunger. This is the way. Sankirtan Yagya for Kali Yuga, fallen souls. So thank you. Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Navishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I know time is, the Kala Chakra is moving and everybody is closer to death. But how we can transcend it. Serious Sharanagati with hearing, serious hearing and chanting. And meditation and remembering Meditation means remembering and speaking this to others. What we put in, that's what we come out. So every day we have to put this in our database and all the other garbage will go away. But we have to, by force, we have to put this in there with determination to change our complete database of the subtle mind and in the subconsciousness, to change all the contaminate, all that horrible stuff. Cleaning it, putting this in there, and automatic, oh, that'll go. Like Ganga, pouring Ganga into the whiskey bottle. And gradually all that go out, and then you get only Ganga Jal. We got to keep putting this in there. But seriously putting it in there, not superficially. Not being superficial about anything we do or speak. Not being superficial about anything. When we're taking rest, why we take rest. Why we take treatment for some physical disease or something, or mental problem, whatever we do. It's not superficial. We want bhakti. We're here for bhakti. Aham Brahmasmi. I'm not this body. And I'm Krishna Das 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 Anu. That's what I am. Where's Krishna? That's the Goswamis. They weren't thinking, I have Krishna. Where's Krishna? Vipalamba. Where's Krishna? Where's Prabhupada? Where's Kadamba Maharaj? Where's Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj? I'm Chotabai, and I'm here, and they're there. How I can be with them, with Prabhupada and them, and Krishna. And Gauranitai, how I can go back, be with them, like one of them, become like that. So I can be with them. This is the mood, according to our mood, what we want, and how we're not superficial. Anything else than this is superficial. Karmakan bhaktas. That's my own. I haven't heard anybody use this term. Karmakan. Harinam, Harinam, Harikata, superficial. Karmakan. That's what's 99% of ISKCON. How many are like Mahotsaha in Atlanta? 4,000 Maha big books in one day, more than once last December. And I know because I was trapped in the lockdown in Atlanta. And I was going to the park with them while they're distributing these books. Maharati, boy. Here, bro, you into spirituality? Yoga, huh? Here, I got something for you. And they got, oh yeah, and what is this book in the shop? Yeah, $200. Here, for $50. Here, you got this set. And you start from the bottom. You read from Science, Self-Realization, and Journey of Self-Discovery, and you go up. and then you get Gita, and you get the Bhagavad, first volume, the 1/3, 8 chapters of the Bhagavatam, and Nectar of Devotion, 8 books, hardcover. Here, this is for you. You start from the bottom, and you get Krishna book. Sets. That's how they distribute. And they have a paperback set for $10. Like one of those paper books might sell for $8 or $10 in a shop, like Science Self-Realization paperback. And they know how to send invitation cards when they get their number and name, and then they send them invitations for the Sunday Feast program. And people are coming. Now they have $1 million church, and they're from the book distribution, $40,000 a month to pay the mortgage on $1 million 4-acre property with a big church. And they spent an old church which they renovated, and almost $1 million on renovations to make it first class. And from book distribution, they're paying the mortgage, $40,000 a month. This is not superficial devotees. They are simple brahmacharis, just like you. But they're inspired, and they have inspired leadership. And Bhakti Vikash Maharaj, they're under his. And they're not even able to register in ISKCON's name because of the politics. They have to register in Krishna Life. And then the most fired up Sankirtan party on the planet. And they're not even able to register in ISKCON's name because of the Krishna West politics. But they're all devotees, you know. They're all devotees. And I was with all of them and trying to encourage everybody to see the family of ISKCON and to get free from all of this nonsense. We come together as a family and to understand we're all in different, okay. But to see the soul as a friend, especially those who are chanting Hare Krishna. So they just go on with their service to Prabhupada. And the whole room, I saw the initiation that he had with devotees when I was there a year and a half ago. And now some of them again just got initiated 3 or 4 months ago. And the whole church, it was completely packed with people. Local people, Westerners, Americans, and some from India, but mostly from the West. In America, more fixed than when I joined. Just fixed. And all kinds of devotees that do all the services. For the Sunday feast, about 6 of the brahmacharis, they're in the kitchen from 5:30 in the morning. They cook a 15-course feast for all the people. And they're cooking from 5:30 in the morning until the feast in the afternoon. Huge feast. People come, sometimes just for the prasadam. So opulent. But with bhakti. Not by workers like in Vrindavan or Mayapur. And with some of the congregation coming to help cook also. This is bhakti. And the way to get it. TK? Anybody want to say anything? Nobody's come. Sometimes when somebody comes, you know, time, we gotta go. Anybody have a question or something? Anybody want to say anything? Any question? Any personal struggle? Because life means struggle. Either karmis, they struggle to get the money for the house, with the boss and the wife and the children. Everybody struggles. But why can't we struggle to get Krishna? Why not struggle for the real solution to all the madnesses? Why not struggle for something worthy to struggle for? Why not? You got to struggle anyway. Why not struggle to please Prabhupada? And those who are trying to inspire us to please Prabhupada and Gaura-Nitai, so we can all transform the material energy into Vaikuntha, Golok, to transform this whole crazy into Krishna conscious. Families, every home with a set of books, full set of Prabhupada's books. To actually have his instructions as our instructions to do this. Anybody? Yes! Who's the most enthusiastic? Huh? Who's the most enthusiastic? Ah, he's more enthusiastic. Okay. What's your question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So it is his question of Tarkeshwar Prabhu. He is asking that when we stay with the devotees, we understand the urgency to practice Krishna consciousness, but as we go out, we don't. When we are not associating with the devotees, then we get into our work, and we also think about our parents, that we have to take care of them. So what to do in that kind of situation? How to remove that kind of mentality, that and always understand the urgency of practicing Krishna consciousness?
Well, how long have you been practicing?
10 months. 10 months, Prabhuji.
So, are you reading the books?
Little sometimes.
Well, then how you can expect? If you're just, if you're not serious, if you're a party animal in the school, then how you will ever make progress? You won't learn anything. How you can teach others if you're not learning yourself? If you're not serious. I joined the movement and I was seriously reading Bhagavad Gita. Seriously reading Krishna book. I knew nothing. It was all strange and new. But how I can stay a devotee if I don't understand what it is? So I had to do it. Otherwise my mind would take me away. After I didn't get it then my mind, after it was new, and then I'm around, and then my mind, when you're a brand new devotee in the temple, you're more serious. But then now I know something, and you get lazy. Isn't it? How you're serious now, that's how you'll be, wherever you are. I was homeless during COVID. I was living with drug addicts and alcoholics. All the temples, they wouldn't let me in the temple because of the COVID lockdown. They were afraid that I came from India, that I could be a carrier of COVID. So I was living in the forest, so the police wouldn't bother me. Because some person would call the police, so somebody's sleeping on my property. And so I was sleeping in the trees, so the people couldn't see me at night. And then I would go and chant my rounds under a tree where people were walking, and then I would distribute. I had some paperback books with me. And I would distribute books and read the books under a tree. Bhagavatam. I always keep books with me for reading and distribution. And so I was living like I do on Padayatra, like I do in my room here. Same. Doesn't matter where you are. But I want devotee association. And I'm only going to speak about Krishna to somebody. So you are what you want to be. You want to remain a fool? Then you continue. Time for a change. Time for a change. At least for me, this life is time for a change. What do you think? What do you think?
He's telling Prabhuji that most of the time we have to go out.
I don't care what most of the time. It's Krishna's time. Krishna's he's got the Kala Chakra. And how we use time, that's our choice. It's my choice how I use my time. My mind might say this and that. Disciple means discipline. How you discipline the mind and senses with intelligence coming from Shastra. If you want to just read 2 pages in 10 years, that's your choice. How you use your life, your day, your time. Every day, every minute. That's your choice. Everybody has to choose. You have this much Krishna consciousness, Krishna will reciprocate with you on that level. And he'll give you that kind of association. Because that's what you want. That's your choice. So it's your life. And the result of your life is according to your action. And your purpose. The quality of your life will be the kind of person you are at 70, or at 50, or at 30. How you'll make progress, or how you're remaining, like the people out there, with them. The criminals. Palgu. A walking dead person for the body with other walking dead bodies. Just matter. This, you can cut off my head now. You can take the sword. Very nice. You'll be my best friend. Because this place is horrible. To be with people like that. And that's who you take shelter of. A nightmare. Complete madness. This is the way. You have to become like this with the Bhagavatam. To read it as many times as you can in your lifetime. And Krishna book, 84 times I've read it. I've read these 7 times, cover to cover. This is my life connection to Krishna, to Prabhupada, and to Vrindavan, and to Noram, and Nrsingadev, and Gauranitai with Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is what's now. I had to struggle to get my mind like this every day of my life, because my mind is my worst enemy. I have to keep bringing it back to Krishna. No. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We have to be like that. No, no, no. Hare Krishna. And I'll never quit. 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 I'll never say it. 10 times. Say it. 10 times. I'll never quit.
I'll never quit. I'll never quit. I'll never quit. I'll never quit. I'll never quit. I'll never quit. I'll never quit. I'll never quit.
Say it.
I'll never quit. I'll never quit.
I'll never quit.
I'll never quit. I'll never quit.
And then now the Maha Mantra. Same. 10 times. 10 times.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare.